Good evening and welcome to Rock Feed. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. We normally talk about music here, but sometimes we change those topics. And right now I'm going to talk about some pro wrestling, which is also one of my favorite things. And this involves Brock Lesnar, who is one of my favorite athletes. Now, if you're not familiar with Brock, he burst onto the scene of WWE back in the early 2000s, and he made a name for himself as one of the most dominant physical performers in the ring, and he carved out a great legacy for himself. Later on, he would make a debut in the UFC, where he would also dominate. He was the first WWE superstar to, at a very high level, compete in another major sports league. He also briefly tried out for the NFL, and that didn't work out well, and that's okay. But Brock Lesnar may be seen in another company if this rumor is to be believed, and that is that Brock Lesnar might not go to UFC, though it's possible. There are some big rumors that he is going to be fighting John Jones. That's a super fight that would surely be one of the highest grossing pay-per-views of all time, but unfortunately, it just doesn't look like that is something that is going to happen. So that leaves another option on the table now. After AEW recently signed Sting, it's clear they're putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to talent. And Brock Lesnar was reportedly a free agent back in WWE back in August. He's not under contract with them anymore. So that leaves the door open for AEW to swoop in and make an offer. If they were able to acquire Brock Lesnar, this would put them in a mega position overnight as one of the most dominant pro wrestling entities in the business. This would put them on par with WWE almost overnight, I think, in the eyes of the fans, because Brock Lesnar is such an entertaining performer. But don't take my word for it. This came from Gerald Briscoe, a longtime WWE associate, who was sharing why he believes it is possible that Brock could end up in the rival promotion. The Sun reports the UFC, where Lesnar held the title from 2008 to 2010, were among those interested, but UFC president Dana White revealed the ex-heavyweight champion was never responding to his offer, which his career set to remain in pro wrestling. Former WWE star Gerald Briscoe predicts there will be a scramble to convince Lesnar to get back in the ring, but of course it will come with a very hefty price. Briscoe told Wrestling Inc., "You never count out anything in this business, and you never say you're not going to do it or he won't do it. If the money is right, and I believe this with all of my soul, that Brock Lesnar wouldn't do it unless he was offered one of those." As Ted DiBiase said, everybody has their damn price. If they come up with and offer him this ungodly amount, I don't know. I know Brock never has to work another day in his life, and his grandchildren and their grandchildren will never have to work another day of their life. You talk about frugal. This guy's one of the most frugal guys there is on the face of the earth. Did he save us money? Yes, every damn penny of it. But I think it would be an extreme circumstance, and I think he would pick up the phone and call Vince about the amount of money he got offered and see if Vince is going to do anything. And honestly, I think Vince would do something. It was revealed in August that Lesnar did not agree to new terms to extend his contract with WWE. Lesnar's on-screen advocate Paul Heyman says it depends on if there is a worthy challenge and box office appeal for Brock returning for an offer he can't refuse. Brock Lesnar loves being a farmer. He really does, and he enjoys fatherhood tremendously. It's not something that he discusses that much in public, but he really is a magnificent father to his children and a great family man. Right now, he's happy being a farmer, so unless they come at him with millions of dollars and that brings Brock Lesnar back ready to whip some candy ass in the ring, he'll probably keep on harvesting those crops out there wherever his property is. So we'll have to wait and see. This is very interesting. AEW has Sting now, and that's a big draw for them. And they've got a billionaire owner who could actually make a play and has the type of money to come up with getting Brock in the rival promotion. So we'll have to wait and see, folks. But that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us today at Rock Feed. For daily news, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates.